So we've been on the island of Siquijor for the past 4 nights, and while we did get a little bit of exploring in, unfortunately Dave was sick for a lot of it. There was a bit of just holing up in our hotel room and recuperating, but yeah, it's already flown by, and now we're leaving Siquijor for Palawan. So today's another travel day, and basically it's going to start with us getting a tricycle to the ferry port. We now have to take a ferry from here in Siquijor over to, I think it's the island of Negros, and then we'll be getting a flight later today.
We're walking to the main road so that we can try to find someone to take us to the port.
The guy we rented our motorbikes from, Frank, he did not come and pick us up as planned to take us to the port. So obviously he got busy with something. So now we're just walking to what they refer to as the highway. It's the big road that goes around the entire island. Hopefully we can get someone soon because it's very hot. The sun is very strong right now. I think it's at an 8. And we're not wearing sunscreen because we weren't anticipating this. Well, that was fast. We hadn't even stopped walking, and I heard someone coming up behind us, and he pulled over and offered us a ride, and we negotiated, and we're getting driven back to the ferry port for 50 pesos. So I think it's safe to say you should always pretty much expect to pay more once you've arrived at a port and you're heading to your accommodation. And then when you're coming back, it's typically quite a bit cheaper. I think we paid 150 pesos to get a trike to our hotel, and then coming back, it was only 50. All right, so it's just afternoon. It's 12:02 p.m. and we've gotten the call to come line up to come in and board the ferry. So
First time it's on time.
yeah, it's pretty good. Hanging out at this ferry terminal wasn't too bad for an hour. I mean, they do have places you can grab something to eat and drink. We didn't need to, so we had brought some stuff with us, and had also just eaten breakfast recently. But besides that, it's a bit hot. They do have AC going, and there's some fans, so you're not going to die from the heat, but it's still a bit warm. So as we were lining up to get our tickets checked to then come out to board the boat, we saw 2 girls that were right in front of us that thought that they could just use their e-ticket, because we also had e-tickets, but you still have to go to the check-in counter because your e-ticket doesn't have your seat or anything on it. So you, regardless of if you buy your ticket on site or if you buy it in advance with an e-ticket, you have to go and check in and get your actual paper ticket. Yeah. I'll never get over how blue the water is on such a sunny day. It looks a bit choppy here. Hopefully it's not too bad. We did just take some gravel, well, actually about an hour ago, so it's starting to kick in. So we're both feeling a little drowsy, but hopefully that means we'll be all good. We're seats 22, H, and I, so I think we have window seats. That would be nice. We haven't had those yet. We're really glad that we did take that gravel. It's only 45 minutes, so I was debating not taking it because of how drowsy it makes me. But I'm glad we did, because even just boarding the ferry was a little bit trickier this time. We arrived in one piece.
We did.
Now we're just waiting for them to finish docking before we can get off. If you saw our video about us arriving in Siquijor, you'll have seen how chaotic it was for us to get our luggage. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to be the same. So far, it's looking like it might be less crazy. was so much easier getting our bags this time. Probably the easiest it's been yet. We got them just as they were being brought off the boat. So it was perfect, but regardless, it looked more organized, or at least less chaotic than the last time. Now we're just heading out of the ferry terminal here to the main street, and we're gonna try and get either a grab or just a tricycle to get to that co-working space.
All right, so we were able to find ourselves a trike to get from the port to a co-working space. We were able to haggle it down to $150, and it should take us about 8 minutes.
We just spent a couple hours at that co-working space. We'd actually seen a Starbucks on our way to it, and I kind of questioned maybe we should go there instead, but this space was perfect. It had really great Wi-Fi, really nice drinks, a great bathroom, and I loved the music they were playing in the background, very like late 80s and 90s kid type music. So it was really, really nice. And now we're just grabbing another trike to head to go grab something to eat for dinner before we head to the airport, because I guess the airport doesn't have very much in the way of food. You know a place is going to be fancy when they give you hand towels to wash your hands before the meal.
We are at a place called Arbor. I'm gonna get fish and chips, and Jess is getting like a chicken breast and ratatouille, which I think is just fancy vegetables. And then we got some German potatoes here. Oh, there's bacon on top of that too.
Oh, that looks really good.
Incredible.
It looks incredible.
That's very good fish. That is good. It's nice and light, actually. It's not very greasy. It's good fish, whatever it is. Good stuff.
My dish came out looking beautiful. Looks like eggplant and red peppers. Oh my god. Really good. Incredible. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I'm so happy. So we just had arguably the best meal we've had so far while on this trip. We're trying to get to the airport now. We're trying to get a grab. It's still searching. We'll see what happens. Good morning. I feel like I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. Or it could just be the rain that's just started.
Oh, it's the rain.
Yes.
Oh, it's raining. Let's go to a roof.
Okay, 1 second. So I don't even remember anymore where we left off, but it was at least a day and a half ago. Basically, we had plans for Puerto Princesa, but they got kind of derailed. So long story short, our original flight that was going to have us get in around like 1 or 2 p.m. got canceled because of the volcano that's currently having issues on the island of Negros. It's really close, I guess, to the Cebu City airport. So they canceled our flight that was supposed to go there and then bring us to Puerto Princesa. And instead we had to fly to Manila first and then here. And basically the flight was like 7 hours later. Then it got delayed by almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah, we didn't get in and get to sleep until like 2 a.m. And then we would have had to get up at 7 a.m. in order to go and do the underground river tour. So we're sad we missed it, but there was just no way we were going to be able to do that. especially with Dave still not fully recovered.
I'm getting better.
And
but
then
slowly. Yeah.
I just have been feeling a little bit off, so we just didn't want to push it. So basically, we've just had a really chill day here yesterday. Ate some food.
Did some video editing.
Did some video editing. Watched some movies. Just had a really chill day. It's a really nice place.
This is the best sleep I've had of the entire trip.
Yeah, it was just a really good stay, so we just really wanted to take advantage of it because now we're heading to El Nido. So we're just waiting on our transfer. We're going by van. It could take 5 hours, it could take 9 hours. We're not fully sure. And then that'll just take us into like the main town in El Nido that like kind of everybody goes to. Then we're an hour's drive to the other side to Sibaltan, to a place called Top. It looks nice. It looks more rustic than what we've been experiencing so far. I'm a little apprehensive, a little nervous.
It's probably actually on par with like backpackers.
Yeah, that's true. We had a lot of bugs in that room too. We're just hanging out front our little villa that we had. Checking out the fish in the moat that's around our place.
I will say there's not been a single bug inside.
No, there hasn't. Van is here. How's the bus ride so far?
Bus ride's not too bad. We got picked up about 8:15. I kind of had an idea in my mind, especially since I read some reviews online that were very mixed. Tons of bad reviews. So far, it's kind of been better than expected. The reviews had talked about how it drives really fast, feels really dangerous. They never leave on time, never arrive on time. Too many people, too many bags. For ours, most of that's pretty true, but it's kind of what you expect, or it's at least kind of what I expected. Another nice thing is the AC is going nice and cool in there. Now I guess onto the unfortunate stuff is, first off, our driver, they just want to get from A to B as fast as possible. This guy's driving so fast. He's like overtaking, he's swerving, all that stuff. So it's like, it's hard to rest because every once in a while you'll be almost asleep and then you'll just get almost thrown into the aisle because he'll like go around someone really fast. I like to think that we're pretty seasoned as far as being a passenger in crazy modes of transportation. This is fast.
I appreciate getting there quickly, but I'm also glad I can't really see because it's terrifying. Also, probably within the first 20 minutes or so, I took a gravel because there was just no way. And we didn't even eat breakfast, thank goodness, because I definitely wouldn't have kept it down. It's windy and yeah, it was just a lot. So luckily we still have lots of gravel. So I took one and then Dave took one shortly after me. And then for the most part, it just made me really sleepy and I haven't been having many issues. I haven't really felt much nausea after that, so that's been good. I don't know if I'd say I'm super hungry per se, but again, we haven't eaten yet and it's 11 a.m. At this rest stop, there's the washrooms and there's two places that you can kind of get food from. So initially we got some bananas and a Gatorade, and then we decided maybe we'd have something a little bit more, so we're getting some fries. But there's just no way that we're gonna eat a big meal right now because we gotta get back in that van for 2 more hours.
So it's 1:30 now. We just got dropped off at a random spot in El Nido. Since we didn't have a hotel here, the entire drive took about 5 hours, 5.5 hours. We did stop for that 30-minute break where we had some fries and stretched our legs a little bit. But other than that, it was just a very fast drive.
Seriously fast.
Very fast drive. Fast enough that I checked the speed on my phone and he was getting over 100 kilometers an hour while driving. And like, they're good roads, but they're very tight. Yeah, I just kind of put some music on and tried to keep my eyes closed, and I just knew that if we hit anything or anything happened, we were toast. No way of living through that. We got dropped off, and then there's essentially 2 ways to get to where we want to go. You can either get a bus. It's supposed to be 200 pesos per person, but it only leaves at noon, and that is the best option. Or the other option, the only other option, is to get a trike or a taxi. The trike is the cheaper option, and it's supposed to be basically between 1,500 and 2,000 pesos to get from El Nido to Sibaltan. So that's the option we did, 1,500. And I mean, we were quoted by 2 different trikes and then our hotel as well as a dive center. So now that we're off to Sibaltan, we'll be in this trike for the next hour.
After a very long travel day, we finally made it to the lodge. Join us next time as we explore El Nido town proper, visit a picture-perfect beach, and take a secret island hopping tour with no one else around. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.